Hello.
Hi there.
Card game Necromancy. We're here with the Monty Python and the Holy Grail CCG. Okay, this game came out in 1996, so it is a card game that does not follow the normal bounds of rules established by card games as they developed throughout the 90s. I spent most of the day today trying to wrap my head around the rules to this game, so I'll just say, to start this video off, I'm not going to get every rule perfect. I might be referencing the rulebook a few times. I tried to find a copy of the original rulebook and couldn't. I did find on Board Game Geek a rewrite of the original rulebook that someone had made in 2014, and that also didn't give me a good indicator of the rules of the game. At least I couldn't grasp it after reading the whole document. Still wasn't sure like what the gameplay loop was. Now, the person who sent me these cards, for which I very much appreciate, they also sent me what are the now updated rules for the game, per like the player committee type of situation that a lot of these old card games have, where you have a group of people that really like the cards, they like the game. There's like
championed it for a long time.
Yeah, there's DNA there, and they have kept the rules updated and made the game playable, essentially. So I'm using those rules because that rulebook is well written and understandable. Even with all of that, it's still a bit complex, and I'm still not 100% sure that I understand it. And I think it's more like I need to be playing the game for the things that I've read in this rulebook to make sense.
Yeah, you need to see it in the context of the actual game.
Yeah. So we're gonna do setup, and then I'm gonna talk about some rules. Okay. So we're gonna do the setup first before I even tell you what any of the card types are. All right. So we're gonna pull out our Arthur card and then his squire, Patsy the squire. Patsy's obviously chromed because they're green. All the squire cards are green. There are knight cards and there are squire cards. You cannot have a knight without a squire. Okay? If a knight doesn't have a squire, they cannot do anything. They're useless.
Okay.
So they have no one to hold their coconuts for them or something.
I love it. I love it.
That was the rule.
All right, excellent.
We pull out our Arthur and our Patsy the squire, and that forms our round table. So we're going to have a round table at the bottom of the table, rather.
All right, so all the way back here.
Yep. We're going to shuffle our decks, and then we're going to create our game board. Okay, this is like a map that we're creating. So we're shuffling our decks. These deck lists were also on Board Game Geek as like suggested deck lists for starters for beginner play, using all the cards that were in this like starter set thing. Okay. I believe the starter set came with 4 pre-constructed decks.
Is this supposed to be a multiplayer game, or
you can play multiplayer, but I think it's designed for 1v1. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can extend it to more players, but it was not designed only for multiplayer, like a few like Austin Powers, for instance.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right.
Okay, we're shuffled up. We're gonna make the map. Okay, each of us are going to have an island that is England.
All right.
That is our
England.
And then there's going to be a middle island that is Avalon.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna lay like cards out horizontally. So you're gonna do 3 first, right above your
Yep.
round table. It's going to be free to take the dedicated Necromancy stream to the Disney Chronicles of Light board game. For I don't know what that is.
Yeah, we need a copy of it. A lot of the problem with card game Necromancy is we're limited by what actually exists
and what I can get my hands on without spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 3, then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then we're going to make Avalon. If you can like compress your stuff a little more.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that we were good.
Yeah. Just a little bit more. You're probably about good. Yep.
Okay.
And then Avalon is 2 cards from each of us. So card here, card there, card there. For you. Okay. So we're going to be taking upon, and in this instance, I'm going to be using a Clone Trooper token.
I'm going to be using a Battle Droid.
And that represents our movement throughout the islands.
Okay.
So we have access to England. You can only move into adjacent places.
I gotcha. So if I'm here...
So you're actually starting down here. Your round table is actually adjacent to all the cards on the bottom row. So your company is moving throughout here, and this represents the cards in your company. Yeah, we're the most famous Monty Python joke is when the clone trooper rolls through.
This is an X battle droid.
Did Monty Python come out before Star Wars? What year did the movie come out?
Monty Python? I want to say it's like in the 80s, but I gotta let's do. We didn't do any research on Monty Python the movie before we did this.
No. So
Holy Grail was 1975.
1975. Okay, so it was before Star Wars.
1975. Yeah.
There you go. There are an amount of card types in this game. There's a large amount of card types. The primary being like Knights and Squires, which you saw. There's also item cards, which item cards can only be held by squires, and they can affect the knight or whatever that the squire is squiring. Okay, we have knight cards. Here's Sir Bruce. A knight has a combat score and wits scores. When you encounter an adversary in the world, you either try to fight them and defeat them with your combat score, or you try to outwit them with your wit score. We saw squires. There are adversaries. So here's an adversary, the Wicked Cat Beater. They are combat score 3 or wits 3. So this is a pretty simple one. They can be defeated by combat or wits using those checks. Yo, what's up, Stormstrong? Thank you for that sub. 75 months. What a guy.
A modest amount.
Appreciate that. There are also personas, which are other characters that you can play into your company. The personas differ from knights in that they don't need a squire to exist. There are actually no personas in our decks for this game
Because they're too complicated.
because they're look at all the text. I don't know
That's
what
a
that
lot
means.
of, yeah.
Who can even say? There are taunt cards,
Okay.
which are resolved during conflicts most of the time. And so this one says opponent must display a silly walk or send his entire round table to the dead cart. The dead card is the discard pile. Cards also, you might have noticed, have a secondary text that you can play on them. So this is or draw 2 cards and play them immediately or discard them. That's pretty good. You're going to draw a 7-card hand to start the game. Oh, there's also the question cards, where if these pop up in an encounter, your opponent has to answer 3 questions. Questions 3, right? There are song cards where your opponent has to sing a song or something happens. Love that. I think that's all the let me make sure. Oh, there's also land cards. There's location cards. These might be a bit chromed. But lands can also occupy spaces and provide bonuses to things on that space. Like this is +1 combat for adversaries. Knights here, my granite persona. Knighthood, if a page is available to carry their coconuts. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Oh, and there's also event cards. Event cards do a thing. Automatically win a battle with wits. Great. Or do another thing based on the bottom of the card. Okay, now that's it. So, we're going to draw 7 cards.
7 cards.
Initial hand is 7 cards.
These don't exist in any sort of land form.
Each player puts a pawn underneath their England.
All right.
Done. Whomever has last had coconut goes first, or better yet, perform a going first Grail draw. So a Grail draw is how things in the game are going to be resolved. For a Grail draw, we're going to be flipping the top card of our deck face up and looking at the number on the Grail in the top right of the card.
So you have a 1?
Have a 1.
My Grail draw is a 2.
Okay, so the way a Grail draw works for going first is all players reveal 1 card. The highest number goes first. If the highest draw is tied, the tied players draw another one. All losing players put their last Grail draw into their hand.
Okay.
So I lost the check, but I do get this in my hand. That one goes in your discard pile.
Okay. Ralph the Wonder Llama.
And then the play proceeds as normal. Okay, so you're going to start. You do get to draw a card to start your turn.
Okay.
Draw 1 card.
Okay, sorry. I need to read the cards in my hand real fast.
Who can even say what any of this means?
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like Destiny Draw.
Okay, this is a funny... Okay.
On your turn, you have 3 actions you can use. And now, This is a change that is in the new rules. There were not a limited number of actions that would happen in the original game, and this could create situations where it was very one-sided based on something cards that one person was getting. It wasn't like a balanced
I see.
interaction. So here are the actions you can take in your turn, and you're going to need to ask me what these actions are again.
Okay.
At some point. You can take up to 3 actions. You can track them using we can use tokens.
Okay.
There's a suggestion in the rules that say you put 3 tokens on your deck to represent your actions.
Sure. I will use the shield tokens.
You can take an action to draw a card.
Okay. Netrunner style.
You can do any of these actions any number of times.
Okay.
For a turn. So you can draw 3 cards in a turn as all your actions. That's it. You can discard up to 3 cards in your hand all at once.
Okay. Is there a hand limit?
The hand limit is 12.
Okay.
You can play a knight, page, item, or persona to your round table.
Okay.
Keeping in mind that without a page, a knight is useless.
Okay.
You can play a face-down card onto an unexplored space in England. In England. Okay?
Okay.
This is in England. This is in England. I can play cards into your England.
Face down.
Face
and
down.
they go onto the location.
And they go onto this location. Now,
Okay.
we're going to have to be trying to keep our cards straight. And I guess we can put them opposite direction,
Okay.
maybe.
My bunny is facing this way.
My bunny is facing this way.
Okay.
Okay. And that can add to, the difficulty of your opponent exploring that location.
Okay.
And we'll get into exploration here, because that's the core of the game, is exploring the land. And the goal of the game is to find the Holy Grail in Avalon.
Okay.
You win the game if you find the Holy Grail in Avalon.
All right.
Which is a very important thing. That's the winning condition of the game. We're trying to find the Holy Grail. There you go.
What if we all get arrested by the police while filming the movie?
I suppose that could happen.
Okay. That's the
We
way
should
the
have to
movie
deal
ends. Spoilers.
Spoilers. You can play a face-up card to any space in England, unless an opponent's pawn or another card of the same type is currently there. So I could play, I could play an adversary face-up to a place in England. This is not an adversary, but I don't have one in my hand. So I could say, okay, this guy's going to be there, and then you'll have to deal with that later.
Yeah. Okay.
That's you could play the same thing face down there, but there might be a reason you'd want to play it face up.
Okay.
What that reason is, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. You can... Okay, so you can play face-down cards to unexplored spaces, but you can play face-up cards to any space unless your pawn's there. So you could play to already explored spaces.
Okay.
Maybe there's a way you can cut off your opponent's retreat or something like that.
Okay.
You can discard one item without a curse. So if you have an item in play that you want to discard, you can get rid of it, unless it's cursed. You can invite a person, a persona, or knight in your pawn's area to join your round table. If they refuse, they are now an adversary and can no longer be invited. Okay? I believe there's a check to see if they want to join you. And if they become an adversary, then you have to defeat them in a battle.
I see. So I flip up. If I walk into a place, then I can see if they're friends or foes.
Yeah,
okay.
If you walk into a place, you're going to encounter stuff there, and this is just one of the things that you'll encounter there. This can build up as your opponents put cards down,
I see.
etc.
All right.
You can dispute an adversary in your area. So if you lose the dispute, you must stand up and say, run away, and then move to an explored space lower down the space's area. You can also move your company to an adjacent explored space in England.
Okay.
Okay, those are all the actions you can take in your turn. Do you remember all those?
All right, so I want to play, I have a knight and a page.
Okay.
So one action to play the knight, one action to play the page, and then I have one action left over, which I can then use to move.
So you also get free actions on your turn.
Okay.
One of those free actions is to move and explore.
Okay, excellent.
So you get a free move and explore every turn.
All right. What is the check to determine if the Holy Grail is in Avalon?
The check to determine if the Holy Grail is in Avalon is a Grail check modified by +1 for each location in Avalon that has already been explored. You need to hit a 6. If you hit a 6, you find it and win.
Okay.
There are also cards that can modify Grail checks.
Okay. All right. So I am going to play Sir Clark. He has combat 2, wits 4. If he encounters an adversary with a wits value, he may not attempt to combat that adversary. He's got to talk them to death.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play Appy the Page, who can carry 2 items. Now, what does lion in combat 6 mean on the page?
So there are situations where a page might end up as an adversary in England.
Okay.
And in that case, that is what their adversary stats are.
Okay, so Patsy is Mordred?
That he is not now because he's
Yes,
Patsy,
yeah, but if you ran into
if
Patsy,
he was somehow in England and
he turns into Mordred.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, interesting.
it's like every card does have like a dual function, right?
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Most games weren't doing that. Like most of the action cards, the item cards have like this does a thing, or play it to do some basic thing. The other free actions are assign a page to a knight, which you already did, so that's a free action.
Okay,
Assign an item to a page, so if you have items in play, you can shuffle them around.
I gotcha.
Play an effect card, which is taunt, event, song, or questions 3. You can play effects during your or an opponent's turn as long as the effect is applicable.
Okay.
So like event cards, you might want to play during my turn.
I see. Yeah. I've got okay. So I can play an adversary, right?
You can play an adversary.
Face down.
You can play any card. Any card
face
face
down.
down. Yes.
Okay.
And you can play it to my England or your England.
All right. I'm going to play a card here.
Okay.
Who
All
knows?
right.
Who knows? All right. And now that's my 3 actions, but I have a free action of move and explore, right?
Yep.
So I will move and explore to my center location.
Okay.
Right?
Let's talk about exploring.
So I move here. Do I flip this face up?
Let's talk about the phases of exploring.
Okay.
Okay, you may explore only once per each of your turns unless an opponent forces you to move into an unexplored space with a card. Okay? Does not require an action. To explore your England, flip up all cards in a space in the area your pawn and put your pawn on the space.
Okay. So this
you
is
just
flipped
flip
up.
them face up. Yep.
Okay. There's a moose in this location.
If face up cards are in a space with a face down card, flip the face up card face down and then flip the whole pile face up. So if,
I see.
If there was a face down card or a face up card on the pile, you'd flip it face down and then flip the whole pile up. So this would still be
gotcha.
on top, which is relevant to like order of things.
Okay.
If there are multiple cards of the types person or place or identical types of things, the top one in the flip stack is the one in this part of England, and all that were played later are put in the owner's discard pile.
I gotcha. So if I stack 4 adversaries, 1 adversary is there, the rest leave.
The one in the top of the
and
stack.
So if you flip that stack face up and the bottom card is an adversary, then the adversary that I played there gets discarded.
Yeah,
I
same
gotcha.
with things. Like, so if you play 2 items,
I gotcha. Okay.
the topmost item, which is the first card played in that stack, would be the one that is there. So, there you go. Once a space is revealed, if there is not a person in the space at all, your opponent must play one either from their hand or by discarding cards from the top of their deck until one that may be played is found.
All right. Does a moose count as a person?
This
is an adversary.
Do think it does count as a person.
All right.
It's
an adversary,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
It says peril combat 4 on it.
What's the thing in the top left?
It's got a
a
claw. It's a claw.
Okay. I think that counts as a person. Yeah, I think it counts as a person.
Okay.
After removing cards that require removal, your opponent plays each card from the top of the flip stack or from the top to bottom. If any taunts, events, question 3, or songs are revealed, your opponent plays them immediately or puts them in the dead card. So before staying... Wait, hold on. Your opponent plays each card. Once space reveals they're not a person, players may then play up to 1 of each type of card not present.
Players may.
Players may. So now I can play other types of cards onto there if I want to.
Okay, gotcha. But not me,
Yeah.
right?
It says players.
Okay.
So you could play like...
I could play an item here.
I think you could play an item there, yeah.
Okay.
I guess that lets you like cheat on actions, kind of.
Maybe.
Sort of.
This feels like an added rule, perhaps, because I'm willing to bet.
It wasn't.
It wasn't?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, you can play an item there. Go for it.
All right, I'm going to play a note,
Okay.
which says, place a note in the dead cart to retract any one movement after the face-down card has been revealed. Instead of making the original movement, the player's round table may move elsewhere. I can kind of decide that I want to go elsewhere. So I'm going to give Patsy a note. All right.
Okay. Before staying in this place, you must clear it by facing any people occupying the space, either by inviting, disputing, or playing effects, or making a castle Grail draw of 8+ if they occupy a castle. On the space, the first dispute, a battle of combat or battle of wits, requires no action the turn the space is explored. So you get basically a free attempt.
Free attempt. So I have a free attempt to beat this moose to death.
Yes. And you can't engage in a battle of wits because it's moose, and it's combat 4.
Yes.
Okay. So let's do a combat check.
Okay.
So, Battle of Combat. You choose your lead knight. You and your opponent make a Grail draw and add it to the character's combat.
All right. I guess I choose Arthur.
Okay. Your lead knight. What's Arthur's combat score?
Arthur's combat score is a 5.
And the moose's combat score is a 4.
That's correct. He has +3 to round table draws. That doesn't matter for this. That's only to invite people to the...
Yes, that is inviting people to the company.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
All right, we're going to flip our top cards and look at our Grail score. I got a 6.
I have a 5.
All right, so I'm 6 to 4, so I have a 10.
Okay. I have a 5.
Plus your...
Combat of 5.
Yep, so you have 10 as well.
10, yep.
We can play cards to modify.
Okay.
I'll play this +2 of combat. Ties go to the active player.
I gotcha.
I'll go to 12 with my...
I don't have
events.
anything. I don't have anything to stop this moose from biting me, I'm supposing.
Okay. If your total Grail draw is equal to or higher than your opponent's, put the adversary into the dead card. If it's lower, put your lead knight into your dead card.
Okay.
If a card causes a combat to be draw, nothing happens. If your knight wins or draws, discard all Grail cards. If your knight is defeated, put your Grail draw into your hand. So you do get to get your Grail draw back.
Okay.
However, King Arthur is dead.
Okay.
So,
all right.
you know.
So Patsy, it just hangs out over here by himself then, right?
Yes, until he finds a new knight.
All right. Excellent. Dead to a moose.
And then you have to run away.
Okay.
Because you've lost
Did
it.
I run back out of England?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the moose is still there.
Okay.
To be dealt with later.
Okay.
That was your turn.
All right, great.
Good job. All right, my turn.
I got King Arthur Guild turn 1.
I'll draw a card. All right, let's see here.
There's like a way more elegant way to design this game.
Oh, for sure.
But we have that because of 30 years of card gaming knowledge at this point.
For sure. All right, I'll go ahead and do the same kind of thing. I'm going to put Sir Gareth of Orkney in here. Combat 6, wits 3. Place Sir Gareth in the dead card if your round table is ever taunted.
Okay.
So,
don't taunt
me, bro.
Don't taunt me.
And then I'll give him Appy the page.
Okay.
Who is just, he can carry 2 items. Orkney and Apney. I feel like I don't want to go to the location you put a card on. I still have 1 action left. I'll put a card. Or do I don't think I do that, actually. All right, I'll explore. I still have 1 action left. I'll draw a card with my other action. How about that? I'll draw a card. All right, I'll explore here. It is an event. Well, I'm awfully sorry. So you're going to be able to resolve this event against me. You now have the opportunity to play a person.
All right, so I'm going to play the knights who till recently said knee.
Okay.
So I'll play the knights who said knee there.
Now we can play other cards here if we want. I'll play the Book of the Film.
Okay.
Which is once per turn, a player may look at any face-down cards at any one location in England or Avalon for 10 seconds. Discard 1 card from your hand for each face-down card viewed. Oh, did you put your book, the note under there too?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
Oh, it's under the moose. I have to beat the moose.
You have to beat the moose to get it.
Okay.
You do. Then let's go back to the explorer thingy. So we played a person. You now immediately play the event.
Okay.
So you resolve this your event.
Return anyone killed by Lancelot from your dead card to your deck and reshuffle. So nobody's been killed by Lancelot yet. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Or +3 to withdraw if Lancelot is in play. Okay. So this is nothing.
Okay.
This does nothing. All right. So I have to resolve combat or wits against the knights who recently said knee. Combat 8, wits 7.
Yep.
Okay. I guess Sir Gareth is going to try to take on the knights. Gareth is a 6
Okay.
in combat.
All right.
And we're going to do a Grail draw.
I have a 4.
A 3. Okay, well. I do get this back, but Gareth is dead. And I retreat.
Okay. And the knights who till recently said knee
They're still there.
stop you from getting to the... All right.
Well.
All right. Start of my turn. I draw a card.
Yep.
All right. Let's see if I can count my actions. So draw a card.
Oh, if you have less than 3 cards in your hand after your action phase, you draw up to 3.
Okay. 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 All right. I guess I can just play. I'll play Sir Pellinor here. Knight, combat 4, wits 6. May not use wits to bypass adversaries. That's action number 1. Action number 2 will be to draw. Action number 3 is going to be questions 3. Okay. Opponent must correctly answer the 5/3 questions or be subjected to the effect listed below.
That is actually a free action.
This is free
Yeah,
to play.
any events, taunt, event, song, or questions 3 are free actions.
Okay. Who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3. Ere the other side he see. What is your name?
It's Justin.
What is your quest?
To find the Holy Grail.
What is your favorite color?
Purple. Is that acceptable answer?
So, yeah, there were things for other colors, but there were 3 other colors that could be answered. In this case, questioner may look at a face-down card in England.
Oh, okay. I'll look at the card you.
Questioner.
Oh, questioner. Okay,
Questioner.
okay.
All right, we're gonna look here. Oh God, what do you do? Okay. We're going here.
Okay.
We're going here. So I still have 1 action left. Played Pellinor, drew a card. The questions 3 was free.
Yep.
I guess I draw another card.
Okay.
And then do my thing. Okay. All right. I've gone to the pointless land. It's going to be chroma keyed. It has no text. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
It says, but I don't want land. Listen, Alice, Herbert, we live in a bloody swamp. We need all the land we can get. Is the quote on the card. So, I have moved to a pointless land.
Okay. Person, I'm going to play the executive officer of the week on that land, which is pretty funny.
Okay.
By a simple majority in the case of purely internal affairs, be quiet. But by a 2/3 majority in the case of more major, be quiet. I order you to be quiet. Adversary's wits 5. Knight outwitted by the executive officer of the week throws an item at him in frustration. Place 1 item in the dead card.
Okay.
It is he's wits 5. He does not have a combat score. And then we can play other items into the event if we want to.
All right. I don't have anything else to play down here.
Okay.
So Sir Pellinor says may not use wits to bypass adversaries. I can't use him against the executive officer of the week. Is that correct?
Probably not then, because he doesn't have a combat score, so he can't be fought, and so he has to be outwitted.
Okay. All right. So then I guess Sir Clark is getting in there.
Okay.
He has wits 4.
Okay.
And he has to fight people in wits, is what he says. So,
Okay.
okay. So I'm at a -1 right now. And so we move to the Grail draw.
I got 5 plus. Was it? I forget.
What's it, 4?
Yeah. So a 9.
I've got a 6 plus 4, so I've got a 10.
All right. We can modify.
Okay.
I'll play this to -2 to a wits draw.
All right. I will. So tie goes to me. So right now you are at +1. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I will play this for a -1 to a wits draw.
Okay. So I'm at 8,
Yes.
and you were at 8.
Yes.
I'm gonna give -1 to a wits draw. To your wits draw.
Negate the results of a combat against a peril. Is this a peril?
That is a adversary.
A peril is something different.
That is a.
Is peril a type of adversary?
It's also not a combat.
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha.
It is a battle of wits.
Nope. I don't have anything else.
Okay.
So
It does not kill him. This is the good news.
wits doesn't beat you.
The wits doesn't kill you.
Okay.
So let's see. If your total is equal to or higher than your opponent's, you must stay in the space. You may stay in that space in England and ignore the outwitted character in that space. You'll have to dispute them again. If you return to that space, discard the Grail draw. You discard the Grail draws. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to retreat, but they're still. hanging
Okay. All right.
If you defeat them in battle of wits, you can exist. You can ignore them and exist there.
All right.
They don't die.
Okay.
You done?
Yep. I have not made it into. I haven't made it one space into England yet.
All right. I'll take an action. I draw a card for my turn. Okay. I'm gonna play Sir Wishard, combat 1 with 6, and I'll have Appy the page him. That's one action. I'll draw a card for another action. I'll draw a card for another action. I'll try to move my company here. Oh, good. Dennis's mother. And wits 2. King of the Who? Okay, Dennis's mother's there. That is a person, so you don't have to apply persons. So we can play other cards there if you want. You want to play other cards there?
Nope.
Okay. All right, I'll try to outwit Dennis's mother. I'll use Sir Wishard.
Okay. He's got wits 6.
Wits 6.
All right.
And she has wits 2. Grail draw. Mine is a 2, so 8 total.
Mine is a 6. 8 total.
I believe ties are still totals equal to or higher than your opponents. You may stay in that space. So I'm currently tied and okay with that.
Yeah,
Any
nah,
modifications?
you good.
Okay. Successfully advanced into England.
They stay there because it's a battle of wits.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't go anywhere. I would have to outwit her again if I wanted to go back. And that is my actions. I've explored. I am done.
All right. Well, I'm going to draw 3. Draw for the start of the turn. Draw.
By the way, you can only move into adjacent spaces, so now I can only
I see.
go here. Yeah.
Draw. I don't. I'm gonna have to watch a YouTube video so that I can properly use this card. All right. Action number 2 is going to be to draw. Action number 3 is going to be to draw. Ah, okay. Okay.
Oh, by the way, in pages in stacks, if the page is not the top card of a stack, it's discarded.
Okay.
So it can only be an adversary if it's the top card of a stack.
I see. All right, I'm moving here.
Okay.
This is no problem.
This is essentially like sorcery. Yeah.
Move any adversary encountered in England to your hand.
And but that's an event I would play.
Yeah, you play that.
All right, so now I can play a person, or I have to get a person on the board. I don't have any person in my hand to play, so I'm gonna mill cards on my deck till I get a person. Oh, there you go.
All right.
Until recently said knee.
Okay.
And then I play the events against you.
So, would you
Give me.
this?
Yeah.
You play that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Move any adversary encountered in England to your hand. What? Or +3 to a Grail number draw against an adversary. Okay, that's not really. Move any adversary encountered in England to your hand. I don't know if like.
So you can put this back in your hand.
Or I could put like this back in my hand.
Yeah.
I guess, but then this is just like a blank space.
Are they allowed to be blank spaces?
I don't know. I don't think. Maybe I'm doing it though. It's probably fine. We'll assume that's how that works. Okay, you may proceed. You guys are beastly.
I'm going to play the interspace toothbrush. I can place the interspace toothbrush into the dead card to defeat a moose, which I desperately need because this moose is. But I have to beat the.
Oh, you're putting it down there. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing combat?
I don't have anything else to play. All right.
What knight is fighting?
I'll send Sir Pellinor to his death.
Okay.
He's combat 4. The knights are combat 8.
Woo. I all drew a 1.
I have a 5.
Okay. So I have a 9.
I've got a 9. I guess this sits out there because I may.
I will play +1.
I will play -3 to a combat draw using this duck here.
I do not have anything else.
I have bested the knights.
Best of the knights.
All right, so they're defeated.
Yes.
Do they go to your discard pile?
They were mine, right? Yeah.
All right. I have claimed this interspace toothbrush. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So I can give it to Appy the page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's that.
That is that.
I got through a turn. We have progress.
Totally did it. I guess that makes sense. A blank space because you don't have anything there now, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. My turn. I will draw a card for my turn.
The plus and minus, if you can just choose. I guess it matters. Can numbers be reduced below 0?
I would say so.
And then the next question would be if you hit specific numbers, if you need to hit a target number.
And like also most of these are conditional. Like this one's +1 to a combat draw specifically, and like I have one that is +2 to a combat draw for a knight. So like there are just a lot of the alternate things you do on the cards in your hand are adding to combat draws in some way, or checks in some way, but not necessarily like always generically. All right, so I will.
Up, dog. Hang on, I need the cord. I need the cord. I need to put something. I'm sorry.
Eddie.
He's chewing something. He's attacking a squeaker.
Oh, I see.
There's an errant squeaker down there. Here you go. There. Squeaking will commence shortly.
Okay, I'm gonna draw a card.
Doing that.
I'm gonna draw another card. One action left.
I feel like you have to spend most of your time drawing cards.
Yeah. I need another knight.
What if your knights are in England? You gotta go find them.
That's true. They might be. I'll draw my last card. They might be. All right, I'll move my company to here. All right, this is a land card. It's Sweden. No adversaries with a sword icon may be played here. Draw 2 extra cards during draw phase. May not be played under an existing adversary. Sick.
All right, if I have a Squire in my hand, I can't play it here because it just doesn't do anything. All right, so I have no people in my hand. I have to discard until you hit a person. This is 142 Mexican whooping llamas.
Yep.
The credits have been completed in an entirely different style at great expense and at the last minute. Peril. Oh, it says peril on it. I see. Yeah, this is peril. That's an adversary. All right.
Okay.
Combat 3. Each knight in your round table must combat a llama individually.
Okay.
Do not credit the combat assist bonus.
Whatever that means.
Oh, your knights can gang up on stuff? Does
Yeah. Is that not referenced in here?
I don't know. It may not be. May have been considered too powerful. The combat assist bonus.
I think that is in here somewhere. I remember reading it just somewhere.
Okay.
Let me look
All right.
at the glossary. I think you get like +1 for each of your knights or something. Against a peril or when assaulting a castle. So against a peril specifically, which I don't think we've seen many perils. Most of them adversaries, right?
Yeah, well, this moose killed King Arthur, and I could have had to help. So.
The lead knight gets +1 for each useful knight other than himself. Useful knights are ones that have pages. So +1 per other knight against perils.
Okay, but they don't get it in this case.
We don't get it in this case.
All right.
Okay, it's a combat 3. Each on your round table must combat a llama individually. Do not credit. Okay, so I'll have King Arthur fight a llama. So I'm combat 5. And I'll reveal. Is that in your discard pile?
Yes, that's correct. I was saving it in case my guy died.
So I have 2, so I have 5 total.
I have a 2.
And the llamas are a 3?
Yeah, so this is 5.
We're tied. Which is me. Any modifiers?
I'll give this combat draw +1.
I'll give it +1.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. All right, King Arthur has defeated a llama. And I'll have Sir Huissard fighting a llama. He's only combat 1.
There's a lot. I have a 6.
I have a 2. So I have a 3 total.
This is 9 to.
Okay, so he's dying.
But you get to put the Grail card into your hand.
But I do get to get the Grail card, yeah. And then I have to retreat. Run away!
The 142 llamas.
This is your way. Okay. Well, okay then. And that's my turn.
the encounters in this game are brutal.
They sure are.
Can I play? Oh, I got rid of the thing. Never mind. Okay. So I draw a card for the start of my turn. Okay.
I'm going to play this to prevent the opponent from playing any card from his or her hand. Place this card in the dead card. So you can't play any cards this turn.
Okay. Can't play any cards from my hand.
It's called Whoa There. And the flavor text is Whoa There.
What are my other action possibilities?
The other actions are. The actions. You may draw a card. You may discard up to 3 cards. You may play a night page item or persona to your round table. You may play a face-down card onto an unexplored space in England. You may play a face-up card to any space in England, unless an opponent's pawn or another card of the same type is
I
there.
Okay, so I can't play face-down stuff, though.
You cannot play any card from their hand.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to discard 3 cards.
Okay. We do redraw after our deck is empty, by the way.
Okay.
That is
Yeah,
a changed rule. It used to be that you just died if you had an empty deck. Even though there is a rule in the game for milling until you hit something, you just died if you have no deck. So
Wow.
this seems better.
So I'm going to discard 3 cards. That's my first. I'll draw as the second. And then 3 cards left in my deck. I'll discard 3 as another action. Since I can't play them from my hand. And then I will move to here.
Okay.
Not quite so brave. Permanent event may be played on any knight. Knight may not fight alone or as an adversary. Knight runs away. If a combat draw indicates the knight is slain, negate the result and the knight runs away instead. So this here's an event there.
All right, I need a person. Oh, there you go. A knight.
All right, Sir Bedivere. Okay.
So you can try to recruit him, I think.
Okay. How do we do that?
You can make a round table check.
All right, making a round table check. So draw.
Let me make sure that's not like forced to be an adversary if it's a knight. Since it's a...
Or do you play the not quite so brave before I encounter him?
I do that, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you get to play that on any night then, and then I run into Sir Bedivere.
Okay, yeah, you can invite them. All right. Then not quite so brave. So let's put it on any knight. Knight may not fight alone or as an adversary. Knight runs away. If combat draw indicates the knight is slain, negate the result of the knight's and a knight runs away instead. Or players may not play positive combat modifiers this turn. I'll say players can't play positive modifiers this turn.
Okay.
Okay, now you could make a round table check to try to recruit.
All right, so I draw. What am I comparing this to?
This is going to be a round table check. You may invite to your round table any adjacent non-adversary as an action. You and your opponent make a Grail draw, then add any modifiers from cards played or in play. They join your round table if the Grail draw is equal to or higher than your opponent's.
All right. I have drawn a 6, the frozen land of Nador.
I've drawn a 1. You got him?
All right. Your Sir Bedivere is on my...
Yep.
Okay, but he doesn't do anything because he's not a... I don't have a squire.
Right.
Okay. All right, that's that. I have no cards in hand because I chose to discard them all. I draw 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I draw these 2, and then I'll shuffle and draw.
Okay, I'll draw for my turn.
I have to wonder if this game was ever play tested.
Well, I doubt it.
Or what the feedback from playtesting was.
I'm going to play Sir Lancelot the Brave. Combat 8 wits 2. 3 or less on combat Grail draw involving Lancelot. And Lancelot indicates he killed one non-knight persona in his own round table.
He runs somebody through. That's so good.
And then I'll play Lightning, the lost page of Sir Lancelot.
Okay.
Who is, may carry one item, may not be placed in play if Concord is in play, which I don't think it is. Okay. And he's going to page Sir Lancelot. I'll draw a card with my last action. And then I'll go ahead and move into the Mexican whooping llama space and try to encounter them again.
Okay.
So I'll have Arthur do a combat first. I got my 6. This is the Knight of the Round Table Song verse 2.
I've drawn a 5, so this is 8 to your combat of 11.
Okay. Defeated.
All right.
And then Lancelot, combat 8. I have a 6.
I've got a 4.
Okay. Destroyed.
All right. These llamas have been bested finally.
Finally. Okay, so now I'm on this land. I draw 2 extra cards during the draw phase. That's pretty sick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm not in the hand limit, and that's my turn.
All right. So I draw 1 at the start of my turn.
Yep. I bet once you like get the hang of the game, it makes a lot more sense, and like because I like the core gameplay is really interesting, like exploring the spaces and having to utilize all the card types in the game. I think it's kind of cool. Especially because your England is cards from your deck, so you don't necessarily want to put like all the most beefy adversaries in your deck because you might encounter them in your own stacks.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
It's a good balance between
the map thing I like.
Mm-hmm.
I like the exploring. There's definitely elements here that I like. It's just like
this. It doesn't need to be like so complex for no reason.
it doesn't. The problem is this doesn't feel like finished.
No.
If that makes sense, right? This is like every idea that somebody had jammed into one card game.
Especially with like all the different card types happening. It's like we need songs in here. We need events in here.
All right, so I got some actions. I guess I'm gonna draw. Can you only have 1 page of a name in play?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. So draw. That's action 1. Action 2, I suppose, will be to draw.
It does feel very 1996.
I've already gotten rid of that card once. And then action 3 will be to draw. Okay. Okay. We're headed in. We're going into here. This is Sir Robin, the not quite so brave ass Sir Lancelot.
Okay.
So do you have the first chance to play stuff?
Sure.
So the reason I'm wondering is because I want to play a land here if possible.
Yeah, you can play that.
Okay. So I'm going to play the Land of Cornwall here. With the flavor text that says, well, does it say anything else? No, just, do you suppose he meant Camargue? Where's that? France, I think. Isn't there a Saint in Cornwall? No, that's Saint Yves.
Very good. We need a person? No, you got a person.
I got a person.
All right,
Robin is there.
I don't have anything to play.
All right, so I can attempt to recruit Sir Robin.
You can.
All right. So, Grail draw it is. All right.
Round table draw.
Round table draw? Sorry. I have a 2.
7.
Okay. So do I encounter him as an adversary now, or is it just
a person? They are now an adversary. Yeah.
Okay. He says cannot fight alone or as an adversary. Discard if encountered in England and will not join the round table. Oh, so he just goes away.
Okay.
He just runs.
All right. He runs away.
All right.
That makes
Easy
sense.
enough.
So it does. You do have to use an action to try to recruit them.
Ah.
So doesn't worry about that.
Yeah,
you can only get the free action to encounter as an adversary something.
Okay.
So,
all right.
and you don't have to. You can use your free explore before you use your last action, for instance.
Sure. I gotcha. All right.
You're done.
Yep.
All right. Start my turn. I'm gonna draw 3 cards.
How many cards do you have in your hand?
I have 12 now.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
All right. I'll use my free action to ask you questions 3.
Okay.
What is your name?
Sir Nathan of Camelot.
What is your quest?
To search for the Holy Grail.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue is answering player may not run away from the next dispute.
Okay.
So you may not run away from the next dispute. Okay.
I was a big fan of and Hackmaster, so I was on a lot of Kinzer and Company stuff for a while. That's at the dinner table. This KODT for people wondering what that abbreviation is. I recall Dave Kinzer saying something along the lines of they were surprised they actually got the license and had to throw it together quick. It's pretty funny.
That is funny.
We put it in a bid for it, expecting them to say no, and they said yes. Kinzer and Company.
I'm going to play this taunt. Opponent's round table must move 1 space in a direction chosen by the taunter. This is window dresser. I, one more time, Mac, unclog my nose in your direction. Sons of a window dresser. So you can move one space in direction chosen by the taunter. I'll just move you back there.
Okay.
So it is an action to move into an explored space.
I gotcha. All right. I lose one action then.
And that was a taunt. I believe taunt is an action. No, that's free also. Everything's so free, man.
All right. Can I play? If I have an item that has a thing on it, can I play it on you?
An item?
Yes. It says it's got an or text on it.
What's the or text?
It says prevent opponent from moving this turn.
Alternate text. Yep. Yes.
Okay. So I can prevent you from moving this turn, which seems extremely powerful.
That does seem pretty good. Okay, cool. I'm going to play. It's all 3 actions. I'm going to demote a knight to a page for a Grail number of turns. A Grail draw number of turns.
Okay.
4 turns.
Okay.
I'll demote. What do you got over there?
I got Clark and Pellinor.
What's Clark do?
Clark is combats 2, wits 4.
What's Pellinor? Pellinor's the wits one?
Is combats 4, wits 6.
All right, Pellinor is a page for 4 turns.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but as a free action, I could have him be the page for Sir Bedivere, right?
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. All right.
I still haven't played an action. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'll draw a card. I will reshuffle and draw a card. And I can't move anything. I'll play a card face down.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. It's my turn. I draw one. Okay. I am going to move to the land of Cornwall. That's one action, right?
Yes.
All right. My second action. So I could do as a free action. I could move here.
To explore?
I'll explore here.
Yeah.
This is a generic knight.
Okay.
Combat X, wits X, where X is determined by a draw of a single Grail number. +1 to the generic knight's round table draw when he is invited to join. May not invite others to join the round table. All right, so I'm encountering a knight.
Are you recruiting him? Or are you just, I guess
You
it's
got
an
any
action.
other cards to play?
I do not.
I'm going to play the Cartoon Forest, which is a land with +2 to a Grail number draw for an animated occupant. Draw 1 extra card during the draw phase. To my knowledge, I have no animated characters here in the deck that I've seen so far.
Huh. Okay.
Because otherwise, that would be pretty good to try to hit the Grail in Avalon. So,
Check.
all right. So yeah, we'll try to recruit him.
Okay.
So
Do you have an action left for that?
I have 2 actions left, in
Okay,
fact.
Perfect. 1 action.
So 1 action, try to recruit him.
4.
I have a 6.
Okay.
I recruit him.
You recruit him.
Excellent. So he's combat and wits X, where X is determined by a single Grail draw. So he is 3. So he's 3 and 3.
Is that not like when he's engaged in combat?
Where X is determined by by draw of a single Grail number.
Is that not like
Oh,
whenever...
is it when I just get into? I don't know. Maybe I just draw it.
Probably just draw like whenever he's in combat.
Okay. Who knows how
Maybe.
strong he is?
I don't know. But maybe. The battle droid does look animated, that's true.
All right, so I can pair. I'll pair this generic knight with Patsy, and then I'll pair Sir Bedivere, your Sir Bedivere, with Sir Pellinor.
Okay.
I have 1 action left. Is it an action to move ahead, or you can only get 1 exploration?
You can only explore once a turn.
Okay. So then I guess I draw one. I'll draw one. Okay. And that's my 3, and it's your turn.
Okay, I'll draw my 3. Now he's action to play Sir Wizard.
He's back.
He's back, baby. I will.
My Lancelot is somewhere in England, by the way, for people keeping track.
I'm gonna play an Earthquake, which is place Earthquake on any land as long as the Earthquake remains this land may not be entered. I'm gonna Earthquake this place.
Okay.
And that's 2 actions. I'll explore. Here. Oh, hey. Sir Paramon's. The Red Knight. I am going to try to round table this guy. That's going to be an action. So first we have to play cards into it. If and we want.
So I can play... I can't play an adversary there? Or I can? Because it's a different type of card?
Ooh, I think it's a person still. It is a people.
Okay.
People, places, things. If there are multiple cards of the types person, place, or identical types of things, the top one in the flip stack is the one in this part of England, and all that are played later are put into the owner's discard pile.
I see. So I could play one. It would just be discarded from my hand then.
Multiple cards of the types person or place or identical types of things. Multiple cards of the types person or place or identical types of things.
So if I played multiple adversaries, they'd go away.
Yes.
Okay.
But that makes me think that you could play
An adversary. I don't.
But let's just say you only have one person.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We might be wrong about that.
I'll try to recruit them to the round table.
Okay.
I got a 6.
I've drawn a 1. I've drawn my Arthur.
Okay. So I got this Red Knight. And that was my last action. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Done.
Okay.
What I don't know is if like lands always apply to me now. Like, do I always draw 2 cards, or do I only draw 2 cards?
I would think it's only. I think it's only if you were there, right?
Mm.
That's what I would assume.
Lands typically have a small influence on gameplay when on their space.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So this lets me draw 1 extra card. So
Okay.
I'll draw 2 at the start of my turn.
I'm gonna play a thing to prevent you from moving this turn.
Okay. All right. So I've got 3 actions.
Oh, also in the original game, if you had a knight that didn't have a page, they were put in the dead card at any time. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna play here. I'm gonna play here. I can play another card then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I could also discard 3, I guess. So those 2 plays, and then I've got to draw. I'll draw. Okay. All right.
Okay, I'll play. I'll play Lucky John the page. Just a page that can carry an item.
Okay.
Give him to Sir Paramones. And that's 1 action. Well, I'll go ahead and move. Explore here.
Okay.
So turn these face up. Dennis's mother and Sir Clark. So this is discarded,
I guess. I don't know.
I guess. And then I'll try to recruit Sir Clark. Oh, you can play other cards there if you want. Like I said, I'm sure that we are doing things wrong. I am sure of it. But we're doing our best, okay? Anything?
This event, move any adversary encountered in England to your hand.
Okay.
So give me the knights who say, until recently say knee to my hand.
All right, I'll use an action to try to round table this guy.
Okay.
2.
5.
All right, so he's an adversary. I will try to defeat him in combat with Sir Lancelot. Combat 8. Plus 6. It's 14. What you got?
3.
5. Anything?
So you have a 14 to my... Yeah, nah, you beat him to death. No sense in spending cards here, I think. Okay.
Okay. I believe we can't play cards to Avalon, like face down.
I see. We can only play if we enter them. I would, I think if I were redesigning this game, I had one turn go with my knight guy here. If I were redesigning this game, I think I would make it so that you have 2 decks.
Yeah.
You have your bad stuff deck and your good stuff deck. So that's the way I think I would.
I can see that. All right, I played a card there.
Okay.
I am done.
All right, so I'm going to draw 2.
Mm-hmm.
Draw 1 and then draw for this place. Okay.
Once you've cleared the top 2 spaces of your England, your next exploration can bring you to the island of Avalon. Say you're prawn near Avalon, all of Avalon is considered adjacent to you.
Okay.
Cards
so
may be played.
I have to clear both of these.
Oh, cards may be played to Avalon just like they may be played to England.
Okay.
I don't know why it says that down here instead of like in the actions you can take during your turn. So I guess I'll play this to here then.
I gotcha. I have to clear both of these to go to Avalon?
Once you have cleared one of the top 2 spaces.
Okay.
Exploring Avalon is much like exploring England. When a space is explored in Avalon, your opponent may play up to 1 of each of a person, place, thing, taunt, an event, question, 3, or song. All people in Avalon are adversaries and will not join your round table.
Okay.
After clearing a space, you search for the Holy Grail. Make a searching Avalon Grail draw. On a 6 or more, you succeed, and your quest is on end. If all of Avalon is searched and the Holy Grail is not found, we'll call it a draw.
I think that's the funniest possible.
That would be pretty funny.
That would be really funny. Okay, in we go. We're moving here. Page, an evil knight.
That is, in fact, an adversary.
Okay.
I'll play this event.
Knight must sit out 1 turn while he goes to change his armor. Soiled my armor. I say you choose a knight.
Then what's your highest combat knight?
My highest combat knight is, well, this guy's 2, this guy's 2, this guy's combat X.
Soiled my armor is funny. You tit! I soiled my armor. I was so scared. Which one's higher? Whichever one the highest one.
I have 2, 2, and X.
X is sitting out.
Okay, so he can't sit out. So I so if I beat it in wits, it just sits there.
Yes, but you can stay there.
Do I get to search if I beat it in wits?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll have Bedivere fight it in wits.
Okay.
Because he has 8 wits.
4 wits plus 7, 11.
I have 10. I will give you -1 to your wits.
I will give you -1 to your wits.
I will give me +1 to my wits.
I'll give me +1 to my wits.
Stuff to do. So I have to retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Or do I just stay there?
You retreat.
Okay. I retreat back to the cartoon forest. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Okay.
I'll say in Avalon, you say your pawn near Avalon, all of Avalon is considered adjacent to you. So maybe you just stay there. You're just in Avalon
Yeah,
now.
I gotcha. Okay.
All right, my turn.
I have 3 actions. I
okay.
just jumped into combat, or jumped into exploration there. I guess it's draw 3. Shuffle and draw 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
I'll draw for my turn.
I'm gonna play this thing that keeps you from moving.
Sick. I'll play question 3. What's your name?
Sir Nathan
What's your
of
quest?
Camelot, to search for the Holy Grail.
What's your favorite color?
Red.
Questioner may draw 2 cards. Don't mind if I do.
You changed now that I've been on the quest.
I'm going to play this alternate text that says draw 2 cards from your opponent's deck and play them immediately or discard them. Gimme. I'll play this here. I'll discard Lucky John the page.
Okay.
I'll draw a card. I'll draw a card. I'll draw a card. And I guess I'm done.
Pelor creeping towards not being a square anymore. All right, so I start my turn. I'll draw. I'm going back here. I should be able to beat this idiot.
Okay.
As long as you're not drawing 7s over there.
We'll see. What are you doing? Wits again?
Yeah, we'll do wits again. So I'll use Sir Bedivere.
I'm going to play this taunt. Which is silly request. I burst my pimples at you and call your door opening request a silly thing. Taunt, remove any one of your opponent's knights except Arthur from his round table and shuffle the knight into your deck.
Okay. Did you want Sir Bedivere? It's your card.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
Wits 8. I'll take that. My card now. It's always my card. All right, you witsing it?
Yeah, I'm much less enthused about this now because my guy who's good at it is gone. I've got 10 cards in hand. Should I just combat it? A combat I actually have. Oh, okay, all right. I'll send the generic knight into combat against it.
Okay.
So a 1. I drew my Arthur again. 4. He's 4 combat versus whatever you draw.
2.
So 5.
5. Yep. Keep your draw card out too in case you die.
I will give myself +3 to a combat draw.
So what are you at now?
I'm now at 7.
To my 5.
Yeah.
You got it.
All right. He's bested. Okay.
Now you may search Avalon for the Holy Grail.
So
you have to hit a 6.
Because it's +1 for each thing.
It is
+1.
+1 for each cleared space of Avalon previously searched.
Okay.
So you have not searched anything yet.
Oh,
A
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
You done?
Yep.
Okay. I'll draw for my turn.
I'm going to play this thing that says you can't move this turn.
So stupid. Alright, I'll play a generic knight with an action. I'll play Packy the page here.
Pelennor has removed the counter.
I have another action. I'll draw a card. I will be done.
Okay. So I
Draw first, and then I play a card.
Okay.
I'm going to prevent you from playing any card from your hand.
Okay. Discard. Discard 3. Those are all pretty good. All right, I'm gonna discard 3 cards.
As an action?
Yeah. And then draw 3. Or sorry, draw 1. Okay. One, 2. That's my 2 remaining actions.
You can go anywhere, so.
I'll go here.
Yeah.
Is the cartoon forest? I'll leave it pointed that way.
+2, a Grail number, draw for an animated occupant. Draw 1 card extra in the draw phase. Okay.
Need some people?
I need people. I'm going to play the Knights, who until recently said knee.
Okay.
And then we can play other stuff. I do not
All right.
play other stuff.
All right. I guess I'll have Clark there try.
Okay.
To beat him in wits.
Wits 7
Yeah.
+6.
I drew a 6, but that's not enough. So I run away to an adjacent place.
You done?
Yep.
Okay, I'll draw for my turn. I'll draw. And then I'll explore into Avalon. Let's go here.
Okay.
An event and a duck. Search the deck for Sir Lancelot and reshuffle, or search the deck for a page is the event you get to play. You can also play other stuff into there if you want.
Okay, I guess I'll search my deck for any page.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Okay. The duck automatically attacks the knight with the lowest combat value. It's combat 2. So my knight with the lowest combat value is Sir Wizard with a combat of 2 or 1. So my 1 versus a 2. And I'm ready when you are.
Can I play that? The move any adversary encountered in England to your hand. Can I play that before the combat starts? Okay. I'll play that to put the moose into my hand.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
A 1.
6.
All right, well, dead.
Duck kills that guy.
Ducks killed him.
Killed by a duck.
Okay. I'm done.
This game is brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played a game as hard as this. This is the hardest game that's ever been created.
Yeah.
Okay. So I draw a card for the start of my turn. Draw, or just get in there, just YOLO it. Draw, reshuffle. So I'll spend 2 actions to draw. So draw 1 and then reshuffle and draw. Alright, would you like to cut?
You're fine.
Okay.
We did Mech Warrior one of our first
Yeah,
videos.
oh yeah.
It was pretty easy.
Mech Warrior was the first.
The very first card game, Necromancy?
Yeah. The very first. I have 11. So I can spend an action to discard some stuff. It's funny, I think the knights are actually really bad in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I think
they're pretty bad.
I mean, I guess it's fitting for the movie. All right, we're going here. Did I just fight this damn duck? I don't know. We'll go here.
Okay.
A happy occasion. Opponents and knights may not have combat this turn. And this is the Creek Fiend.
Okay, so no combat.
Okay.
Or -1 to wits. Okay, so no combat.
All right. So this guy is wits 0. That's your card, I believe.
Okay.
So I'll have Sir Clark fight him. He's wits 4.
Okay. I got a 2.
I have a 0. I drew a 0.
Okay, so I have 2 total to 4. I will give you -2 to wits.
Okay, so we're still tied.
I will give you, or I give myself +3 to wits. Draw if Lancelot is in play. So I'm +3 now.
Okay. I'm going to say +1 to a Grail number draw against an adversary. And then I am going to play -1 to a witch draw for you and +1 to a witch draw for me. So we're back to even.
I do not have anything else.
Okay.
You've outwitted the Creek Fiend.
I've outwitted the Creek Fiend.
You may now search Avalon. You +1.
6. We found the Grail.
You found the Grail.
I'm released from this torment.
Thank God.
An hour and 15 minutes into the game.
Okay, that's the game.
That's Monty Python.
That's the game.
What an interesting game.
Yeah.
I would talk about this game in a funny manner. This game has got some real problems.
It's got some serious problems.
It does have
heart. Like I like a lot of concepts in it.
Yeah, I agree.
But
that's your. It doesn't matter.
And maybe the gameplay is better when you know what you're doing and like have functional decks and cards. But like,
yeah,
there's so much in the game that
there's
why
like
is that there? Like,
there's a lot of randomness.
Like, why are we doing this?
In the Star Trek, we have not played Star Trek on card game Necromancy, but in Star Trek, you have 2 decks. You have a seed deck and you have a your draw deck, right? And so your draw deck is what actually you draw your cards to play for the game from, and the seed deck is like puts all the stuff into play. And so the funny thing is that like the seed phase was actually like oftentimes half the length of the game because you would
You're like
you had 30 cards that
maneuvering.
you're setting up stuff
Yeah.
based off of like depending on what your opponent wanted to do and whatnot. So it was I think this game would benefit from something like that where it's like
you're like building the structure of the game to start it out and then you play through it
yes,
kind of thing.
yeah, because there's way less of that like engineering, because like every time one of us moved to a location, we have to go search every card in our hand to see if it's something we can play there. Right?
Yeah. And
So-
I feel like there wasn't a lot of reason to play stuff down, but maybe I'm just missing something. I do wish
There was a reason to play adversaries.
yeah, it'd be
that-
cool if like there was always a land there,
Yeah,
You
I
know?
think that's like needed.
kind of like in Guardians.
Yeah, how the terrain existed. I feel like something needs to be there. So,
Yeah,
um,
because then you'd like seed your land, and then your opponent could like put stuff to try to stop you on top of your locations.
yes, yeah,
But I also felt like it was like if I played a card somewhere in New England, you just avoid that spot. It's like really easy to do that.
yeah. I lane dodge, right?
But maybe that there should just be like one track or something, or like two tracks. Like why is
Yeah.
it so wide?
Yeah, that's the Lord of the Rings card game method.
And it feels
of-
more like an island where you can roam around more, but there's not that much reason to roam around. I guess if you're like missing a key card to your strategy and you can't
yeah,
find it in your
stuff
deck or
like
something,
your opponent can't move is like crazy powerful, right? Like it
this is
probably
blanks a turn. Feels like
Yeah, yeah. So like I would not have that in the game.
yeah, it's too powerful. But
There's a lot of like really powerful effects. I had stuff that like the next time the knight attempts something, they run away from the combat and stuff like that.
that just
so-
blanks a turn too.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
feel like if you just like save all of it, and like if both people are doing that back and forth, then I think the game would take 100 million years.
If anyone wants to leave a comment on this YouTube video explaining
Stuff
why
that we
they
got-
like the game, or
Yeah,
like
or stuff we got wrong.
stuff we got wrong, or like, oh,
Yeah.
here's what can happen in a game, and like this is probably like you guys did this wrong, and then it kind of changes the way the game
Yeah.
plays. But
Yeah.
I'm interested to read that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean that's the problem with the games that have incomplete or old rule books. Is like this the same thing with Dune, right? This is our infamous copy pasta at this point. Is because we probably just don't understand the way the game functions, right? And so there's probably something about that. But I mean, I think I got a pretty good idea of how the game plays because of that.
Yeah,
So
it's close, and like I said,
Yeah.
they did a pretty good job on the new rules rule book. I definitely would have benefited from seeing people that knew how to play the game play it first.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Because
So-
like I don't know what I was supposed to be doing in any given time.
Right.
And that's definitely a problem in a game like this. You should know what you want to be doing, which I just was like we were both kind of just going for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just kind of like you just face check every single like the next thing that you walk into, you're just blunder blindly in it, and as long as you've got a knight that you can like throw away or two, then you just go for it. You know?
Yeah. So there you go. That's
Yeah.
Monty Python.
Monty Python.
Really cool game. 1996. They're
Yeah,
trying stuff.
some stuff.
We see games try
There's-
stuff in 1996.
There's some stuff going on here.
It's pretty neat. It's pretty
Yeah,
neat. So
I'm not like completely down on this game. This isn't.
we played worse games.
This isn't Battlestar Galactica. This isn't. What was another stinker? The WCW Nitro game.
Nitro was horrible.
That game was
That was barely a game.
garbage.
Yeah.
That game was garbage.
But no, this has got some heart. I think.
No
it
offense
just,
to
it just
you.
never was play tested.
No offense to you if you worked on that game, because that's the way the internet works. But yeah, so there you go.
All right, thanks for watching, y'all. We'll be back on Sunday for something. So
Probably Star Wars.
probably Star Wars.
I think Star Wars.
Probably Star Wars. Did we do Blood War? We did not. Do Blood
No,
War.
we haven't done Blood War.
I want to do. We're probably gonna do Buffy next week.
Yeah, Justin's waiting on some cards to come in. The R.I.P. Michelle
Michelle
Trachtenberg.
Trachtenberg, yeah.
That was like that's crazy. Apparently, it was like she had a liver transplant. So I can kind of empathize with that because I had liver issues myself.
Yeah,
a few years
dead
ago.
At 39.
And that could have been me.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, it's a shame, especially with the reboot on the horizon too.
We'll
right?
do it.
Like,
yeah, I know, right? Because she could have
it's-
easily had a good role in the
Yeah,
reboot, right?
yeah.
That sucks.
They finally figured out how to write Dawn in season 7. So
Yeah, and now with like a new writer that actually like isn't Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
We could do anything, and that doesn't. Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
generally anti-woman.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll
right.
see you next time.
Goodbye.